Greetings and salutations, I'm Keb, you're you, and this is Pharaoh. Still on Giza, or Rostja. And we'll be there for a while yet, I think. Trying to build 2 pyramids at once. And, you know, taking bets on which one's gonna finish first. My money's still on the smaller pyramid. But I could be wrong. All depends on which of these get the limited amount of limestone we have. Oh yeah, we got a minor blessing, so... Oh, clicky button, there we go. So, are the gods content? Oh, you're apathetic now. Okay, one more party for Ra. I think it's shrine time. A couple of shrines to Ra. 2, 3, 4. No amount to Ra. Where was that? Would I build it? I know I built it. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah. Build a few here too. One shrine there, and a shrine to Ra there. That works. The nice thing about shrines is that they increase beauty and they increase religious happiness, for the gods at least. The gods are happier. And of course they don't take workers. Which is the real boon. You make the gods happy without needing more workers. They cost a bit more though, so they're not exactly as cost efficient as a regular temple if I remember correctly. Right, a temple will cost 150 debens. A shrine costs 100, and I do think a temple will increase god happiness more than just an extra 50%. I'm actually not entirely certain on that, because I can't really see the exact numbers of temples I need to fulfill the appeasement on the gods. That I don't know, exactly how much appeasement a temple adds compared to a shrine. But I'm fairly certain a temple adds more appeasement than a shrine. But exactly how much more? I mean, if it's more than 50% more, then it's better. For appeasement purposes, but not for employment purposes. Anyways. Much babbling about small details. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much. Unless you're very short on manpower. Or, you know... workforce, manpower, yeah. I played way too much Paradox games. It's always manpower. Okay, you got some of the limestone you needed, you are getting none. Need more shipment with limestone. It looks like the smaller pyramid one of this race, they got 2 loads, whereas the other one only got 1. And this is why I think the smaller pyramid will finish first. They just get down here and fetch the limestone faster. At least that's what it looks like. I don't know if these workers determine their destination upon creation up here, or upon actually fetching the stones from the warehouse. I assume that when they spawn from the work camp, they've already pick their destination pyramid, but who knows? I am amazed there haven't been any thefts on this map, given how many poor people we have out on the other side of the river here. I would really have thought that these guys would have started a crime wave long ago. Pharaoh wants food and they want them really fast. Oh, no, that was gems, I think. Yeah, that was gems. Which is fine. And lots of gems. Treasury, 20,000 debens exactly. Yikes. 20,000, yeah, for a moment there it was 20,000 exactly. Cool. Round numbers are fun. We haven't done any invasions either. We had that pretty in the last session, I recall. Some pesky Libyans coming in to attack us, and they also attacked the other pyramid site at Dashur. We had to fend off the assault to open the trade route. Something like that. So here we go. A rush of masons. It looks like most of them picked the southern pyramid, the smaller one. Yeah, it looks like we have all the masons we need for this one. Not quite so on the other one. But still more are going up on the pyramid, so... And of course the workers. You know, that'll also be in the smaller pyramid's favor. The amount of time the masons take to get to the top of the pyramid is gonna be shorter on this one. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a given that the smaller one will be finished first. I think so. No, decrease trading, no! Boo! Less limestones, but at least we got a gift. And raw increases our kingdom rating, that's nice of him. That's something, I suppose. We're at 40 monument rating now. We need the 57, 50, no, 53, 53. 53, right? 53. Only 13 more points. The widescreen mod creates some fancy graphics glitches. At the edge there. Oh well. It's still worth it. I'm happy I used the mod here. As I said many times in other Let's Plays, I do not like mods. I generally avoid mods. The thing about mods for me is that it feels like it makes developers lazy, or it gives developers an incentive not to develop their own features because they know modders are gonna fix the game basically for them. And that's what it feels like some developers do. Sometimes developers, of course, also adapt mods, I get that. But that's kind of the exception and not the rule. Because once a modding team has made a feature, the developers will just say, okay, the feature has already been made, there's no point for us to remake the feature. Or just integrate the code. They can't do that because they have to verify the code themselves. Because you never know when a mod adds something malicious in the code. I mean, they can't guarantee that, and they have to cover their own asses. But yeah, that's basically where I end up, ultimately. That I feel like it's gonna be like a crutch for developers. And I don't like that. And also, there's the other side too. Sometimes mods change the nature of the game completely, and that I feel is kind of disrespectful towards the developers of the game, because you change the vision of their game. If you know what I mean. That's kind of why I'm averse to mods. Of course, when a game is this old, that doesn't really apply anymore. I get that. Especially when the game studio doesn't exist anymore. Still. I feel bad because, again, I'm enjoying this widescreen pattern. Obviously someone worked on this, and I am thankful for that they did that. But, I don't want to sound completely ungrateful. I do appreciate the people who make mods, the modders. But generally I'm averse to using mods. Because of how I feel it affects developers. But, well. Enough of me rambling on that subject, I suppose. Yeah, you are way behind. The large pyramid's way behind. But this time they got most of the stone. Most of the limestone. They got all of it, actually. 3% unemployment, that's good. That's pretty much where I want to be. It's not enough unemployment to cause problems, and it's not too little unemployment, i.e. none, to cause work issues. So the gods, are they now... Yeah, now they seem to be fairly content. By upping the number of shrines, we might not have to order festivals for some time. If we're really lucky, we can just build... if you have enough shrines, you can just avoid festivals entirely. Because the gods are going to be stuck at sympathetic. They might even give a blessing or two every now and then, but they won't really become unhappy. Oh! One load short on the big pyramid. Oh. That's unfortunate. I hope his worker is the one coming down here. Is he? He is. He is not. No. That guy came from the smaller pyramid. So now the smaller pyramid might just get all the stone to finish their level right now. But at least we got a Sphinx, right? Nice, beautiful carved Sphinx. What does it look like from the other side? Oh, that side. Beautiful. Maybe I can't really fix it otherwise. It's just gonna spin around. I get why they did that. I mean, that basically means that they only need to do the graphics from 2 sides, right? Instead of all 4. That's why they did it like that. But it's the same for all the buildings in the game. They just spin around. If they have an uneven square footprint, they're just gonna spin around on 2 different axes. Like the Grand Temple there. You know what I mean. So I can go there and see it from the other front entrance. But if I... No, wait! Is it different? No, it's not different. It's just that the front structure there, that's static. The hind structure, the temple itself, that spins around. Right? Yeah. Because it's the shorter bit that is always in front. When I change the map direction, it changes the facing of the temple complex itself. Oh boy. Limestone now costs more. Which is unfortunate, but we can deal with it. What we cannot deal with is more unemployment. Okay. Adding a few more homes to deal with the generation shift. Go. This might make the gods unhappy again. Because now we need more shrines. Yeah, more people, and therefore they require more worship. At least that's how I think it's tied. That the number of people you have determines how many shrines and temples you need in total to keep the gods happy. Come to think of it, that might be the same thing with the seas, right? No, it shouldn't be. I had perfect coverage earlier. Health. Excellent coverage for physicians, so... Apparently that's not it. Well, the gods are still happy. Not gonna spend money on festivals. Okay, we are done with both those levels. We have plenty of stone stockpiled. The race is on. Of course, this pyramid is still like 2 or 3 levels ahead, so... So if you bet on the large pyramid, I'm sorry. I'm fairly certain the small pyramid will finish first now. I could be wrong. Things could change. But I don't think so. If I had fewer stonemasons, that might change things around. As things are. Why aren't you sending out workers for this pyramid? The stonemasons on this one arrived first. I would have thought that the work teams would have gone to fetch for this pyramid first. But they didn't. That is kind of strange. Maybe it's because they all went to this warehouse here. No, they're down here now. I can't figure the mechanics of this game, apparently. Either way, bottom line, we need more limestone. That's the real lesson here. More limestone needed. Webs are needed. Limestone is needed. You know, I never really played the first two Caesar games. I don't think I ever played the first Caesar. And I think I played like an hour or two of the second Caesar. So I know the line. Plebs are needed. But I don't really know that much about the game. I certainly don't remember anything of it. The 90s are a bit distant now, I'm afraid, at least in my memories. As much as, despite how often I play games from that era still. I mean, this thing definitely holds up as a game. There are a couple of things in this game that kind of annoys me. New UI design and the roadblock, of course, and the whole walker design. I get what they were trying to do. But I'm really glad about the design change they made in Caesar 4. They changed it from being a walker system to being a spread from the building. Basically a mission system. So that in Caesar 4 it made sense to have a whole bunch of roads. Whereas in this game, and certainly in Caesar 3, it made sense to have fewer roads. To better control your walkers. Well, this is bad. They're gonna put out all fires except the one that needs to be put out. Or not. They're gonna put out all of them. Nice. Okay, fine. Let's rebuild the brewery. But yeah, in Caesar 4, you basically pop down the building and it's gonna trace X number of squares out on all possible roads. And that's the coverage of the building. Which is a much better system than the free roaming walker. And the advantage of the free roaming walker is that you can put a roadblock. Well, you can put, say, a building right here, for example, and put a roadblock on this side. Then the walker will be forced to go just one path. So you can kind of direct the exact emission or the exact coverage the building is going to have. But the only way to do that is to directly restrict the road. And you have to do that on a building per building basis. Which would be really difficult to do in a big city like this because you have tons of different types of buildings that need to give coverage, right? You have the temples and the bazaars and the juggler schools and everything. You would have a harder time positioning those things out exactly, I suppose. And of course, the one thing that really bugs me about this game is the bandstand and pavilion. Because it says, oh, you have to place this on an intersection. Which is true. Now, the juggling booth you can place on a corner like this, so it doesn't affect walkers. But the bandstand you have to kind of build on a side road, which is kind of annoying, because it's going to disrupt the walker patterns. Instead of going a full circle around the block, they might go in on the little side road there and then go back again, leaving some of your buildings uncovered. I think that's my biggest gripe about Pharaoh. The bandstand and pavilion design. I get why they did it, because they wanted them to be on intersections. That's why they designed them the way they did. But, yeah, it kind of annoys me. Then again, what doesn't? Looking good now. Just 4 more loads of limestone there, or 2 more loads. And yeah, the large pyramid still hasn't gotten to the point of labor distribution that this thing has already. Yeah, it's definitely several levels behind now. Definitely. And we are out of limestone again. But we are getting there. Kingdom rating is at 92, so Pharaoh still doesn't hate me for taking his salary, basically. Instead of taking the no-mark salary, we are definitely taking Pharaoh's salary. Yeah, no-mark is the status we currently have. That's the salary we take. Oh, what happened there? There was some mighty power sliding on that limestone block. I think the next level of the large pyramid will require less stone. I could be wrong. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. This is the 18th level. So the next one should require less stone. Which means, let's see. 3, 6. This one is 3 levels above this one now. Yeah, the smaller pyramid this will definitely finish first. Barring some strange happenings. But hey, that's okay. That is quite okay. Monument rating is now up to 42. That's spamming up to. We can't force the monument rating up as fast anymore because we have no gifts to send anymore. We're done with all the gifts. And that can affect our kingdom rating, because the king is going to demand progress, and we're not going to be able to have any progress anymore. That's why you should usually try to pace your gifts, or pace the burial provisions, as to not upset up Pharaoh, at least if you have some massive pyramid to build. And if you can't afford the materials directly. Which is what this map usually is, but we've done good on this run, I think. We've been able to feed most of the city. We've been able to be financially viable. At least once I poured, like, how many credits in? How many debits? I think we poured something like 25,000 debits into the city from our own coffers before it became viable. And the whole little beer route here definitely helped our income. That's when things really turn around. So building the army up and saving the other city was really a good investment. And that's what we're here for, right? Good investments. Yeah, we need way more limestone. What month is it? August? I wanna see. How much have we imported? We have imported... Oh boy. minuscule font. Let me get my binoculars. 11 of 25. I'm not kidding, by the way. I do use binoculars when the numbers become this small. 14 of 40. And down here, 20 of 40. In August. We're past the halfway point of the year. So we're not importing anywhere near the maximum amount of stone we can import, sadly. But yeah, as I mentioned, I do have some small opera glasses. So not proper binoculars, but opera glasses are very useful. Since I have my screen a fair few meters away from me. Anyways, it is time, I think, for a quick break. Thank you for watching.